Now, this opportunity, this social mobility, in which people start at the bottom and make their way up the ladder, this is part of what makes America different. And the proof of it is the immigrants themselves. Because if America were to take down its borders, half the world would come here. Now, the immigrant is a very reliable testifier to American exceptionalism. In sociology classes in this university, you might be told until the cows come home that all cultures are equal. But every immigrant knows that that's a lie, because the immigrant is voting with his feet in the most decisive way possible against his own culture and in favor of another culture. And why would he or she do that if the other culture wasn't, on the balance, better? So the immigrant, people say imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. Actually, immigration is. Because the immigrant is, in a sense, casting a ballot for the United States. Now, it seems that Bill Ayers' objections to America, I'll come back to this in more detail later, have a lot to do with American foreign policy. And I want to address that issue up front by saying that American foreign policy should not be indicted on the grounds that American foreign policy protects America's self-interest. Every country's foreign policy does that. A country can be indicted for whether or not, in the process of protecting America's self-interest, does America make the world better, or does America make the world worse? And I think if we look, for example, not just at the last 3 years or 5 years or 10 years, but the last 50 years, the last 100 years, America has immeasurably made the world better. I don't even want to imagine what the world would have looked like if there was no America in the 20th century. Now, the United States got into World War II for self-interest. We didn't get in until the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor. But having got in for self-interest, the United States defeated Nazi Germany and also Japanese imperialism, leaving the world better off. The United States got into the Cold War for self-interest. And yet, at the end of the Cold War, the Soviet Empire dissolved, all of Eastern Europe was free. Russia has all kinds of problems today, but nobody wants to go back to the old Soviet Union. So the world is better and freer for what America did. Even with regard to the Middle East, the United States has made all kinds of mistakes, and we can do a post-mortem about that. But let's remember that the United States, going into these countries, has not gone into those countries to loot, to make money. It hasn't done what traditional colonial powers do. America lost money in Iraq. Any other country in Iraq would have said, we spent all this money to get here, now you're going to reimburse us for every penny we've spent with your oil. But the United States, having gone into Iraq, turns over the keys to the oil fields to the Iraqis. It's your oil, buy it, sell it, burn it, do what you want.